Alright mates, how's everyone doing? And welcome to another video. And in today's video, I wanted to talk about combat settings. So if you, before we start that, if you enjoy these videos, please drop me a like and a comment and a subscribe. I very much appreciate it. It helps me grow the channel. It helps encourage me for what I'm doing, and it helps tell me that you guys want more videos, so I keep putting them out, and you know, you get more tips and advice and help where possible. So I wanted to talk about combat settings because when you start the game, you're probably going to be looking at something like this on the screen, and there's some things you can change that greatly increase your effectiveness in the field. In Rise of Kingdoms, to start with, there's two ways you can fight. One way you can fight is zoomed in close like this, okay? Now there's a method that we'll talk in another video where you can like stack your marches up and you can death dot them in the ball and it moves back and forward. I personally, if you watch my stream, do not like doing that. I don't enjoy it. I think there's too much going on, especially with the new cosmetic they added. There's too much visual pollution. I don't like it. The second mode is what people call dot mode. So when you zoom out to a certain point, around about here, your troops become basically dotted, okay? But you can turn these dots into something that looks more like this. This is viewing from my farm, okay? So I thought in today's video, what we're going to do is we're going to go through the combat settings of the game, and we're going to point out the ones that have the biggest impact so you can, you know, better manage your field presence, okay? So let's do that. Okay, so this is the back on the main account here, and if you click on your profile icon at top left and go to settings, this is on PC. Most of this is similar on phone, so it should copy over. So the first things you want to do is you want to tick filter mode, quick command, okay. Light mode makes the troops smaller, so basically it just like removes a lot of lag out of the game, okay. You're wanting all this on. I'll explain what they'll do in a minute, okay? Attack march. Now, I don't like my troops running 10 years away when I'm attack marching. Personal preference. If they get to 40%, they're going to go home, and you can increase this bubble to here and here. And again, I'll explain this in a wee second on what it is and why it will be used, okay? So we're going to put that back to 10. Okay, so that is the first page. There's a second page, okay? Now, I leave the lines as they are. This is my line selection. Strategic unit type gets rid of those wee square. Strategic unit type gives your troops an icon, so you can see what's on it. Unit types give all the other troops icons, so what kind of troop they are. And when I click something, I want to highlight it, okay? I like keeping screen flicker on, so now when I'm getting under attack or city is in trouble or anything like that. I like my troop strength bar on. I like to see when the king buffs are being used. And I wonder if that turns the cosmetic off. I don't actually know what that does. Enabled reduces the number of multi-battle broadcasts displayed on screen. I mean, let's see what that does. And then we go into other. We want quick command to apply to hold and drag. We don't care about that. If enabled, the search button will return to city whenever you're... Okay, so this is phone. So basically on phone, your search button will become back to city. This is very handy if your city's behind you in the ball and you can go in and out. You probably want this enabled in phone for like a quick way to go back. We want that on, and hold position after attack is quite important. Otherwise, a lot of people do this, especially new to the game. They attack something, it dies, the troop starts running back, and it can also often take you into danger and cause an expensive hospital bill. Okay, so let's take this off and see how the fight looks for us right now. As you can see, it's all changed. Okay, so what I want to bring to the attention of everybody is next is this filter mode. Okay, so filter mode basically allows you to clean up a lot of the clutter. Okay, so for example, I have light mode on. Okay, and then also I have align troops, names and portraits selected. Okay, I'll deselect them now, show you, and I have the same for allied. Basically that means that when I turn filter mode on, it will deselect, it will hide all my allied troops. They're gone. Now if I select the aligned troops, they're also all gone. So if you're in a fighting situation and you're in a ball, you can now only see the enemy troops. Now you imagine you're in this ball right here. This is how you identify the troops at the front. And you're attacking. Then when your screen flashes and you get the sound effects, you're not getting attacked, you back off. When you back off, it drags them into the ball, which allows all your allies that aren't getting attacked to focus those troops down. That, in essence, is the back and forth ball fighting, okay? And then when their ball crumbles, everybody runs off and does their thing. You don't need to know the details, really, of who's next to you. When you zoom in, you won't see the names anymore. It cleans up everything. If you want to see it, you simply turn filter mode back on and you can see this. Look what you're dealing with without filter mode. No good. Okay? So, highly recommend this as filter mode. And honestly, just making these changes will quite greatly increase your effectiveness on the field. Again, you can see the ones at the front. It just gives you the information who to attack, right? And also, it's showing you infantry, archers, and cav unit types. So if you're wanting to target specific units, so you don't want QSHs on the field because they're, you know, normally the highest damage dealer, maybe cavs now as well, and you can target them, or you're running multiple infantry marches and you're a infantry main and you want to attack the counter, so you're attacking the cavs because it's 30% more damage. Stuff like that, okay? So that's what you want to consider. Okay, now with quick command, okay, we're going to talk about quick command. So let's go back over to the city. Right, now we've turned on quick command and I'm going to send marches out. Okay, we get 3 marches here. What's good about quick command is when you're attacking in the field or in anything, right, and you're zoomed out, you have everything selected as default at the start. Okay, now this is actually really important. You can accidentally click on a barbarian in the field if it's under the ball, and now you're attacking a barbarian. That isn't getting any kill points. You can accidentally click on a resource point. Okay, if you click on the resource point, see all your rage, right? It's gone. Okay, you lose it when you drop into the point. If you select something on this menu or deselect it, I can no longer attack. Didn't mean to send him here. Sorry about that. You can no longer attack the barbarian. No matter how hard I click, even if I zoom in, can't attack him anymore. Okay? You still attack the resource point. So, I deselect the resource point. Okay? Now, this is very important. We'll go back up to the fight here, right? How many times, if you're in an SLC KVK or you have some kind of aligned troop, have you went to attack and you're getting attacked by an ally, right? If I click here, I can attack my allies, and it says you're attempting to attack or scout an ally, and how many times have you been hit by an ally, all this nonsense. You simply click on aligned troops. You can no longer attack your allies, even if you wanted to. When you're zoomed out and you're in the ball, you put the filter mode back on, you can't click any of these units anymore. It's impossible. Okay? And another thing that's, again, super important, everybody should be using this, is you can accidentally hit cities. So you'll find that there's big players who will deliberately sit off of flag so that you can accidentally right click on them. Okay, I can't see any here off the top of my head because people are rallying city everyone on flag. But say for example you're fighting in the ball and you misclick on this city, right? And this guy here is 98 million power. That's going to be a hell of a hospital build for you, right? If you click on buildings, there, of course it teleports just as I'm doing this. If you click on buildings, I can no longer click this city. I can no longer click it in this mode or in this mode. It totally negates the risk of you accidentally hitting a city. It negates the risk of you accidentally hitting a flag or a fortress, any of these things, just by using this box. Okay, so highly recommend that you utilize the dot mode, which is a strategic filter, right? In conjunction with the filter mode, okay? And then also you're utilizing the quick command menu, okay? Now, if there is a time you want to attack buildings, to be honest, you need to be aware. This also makes it hard to go into buildings, right? I can't go back into my city unless I retreat. I can't go into an ally city. So if you're wanting to resource hop or go into a building to reinforce, you've got to be wary that this needs to be turned back on, because then I can select each city or turn it back on, but it's just a click away, right? So yeah, okay, on top of that, let's talk about attack march. So we talked about attack march, okay? For me, attack march, when you have your marches out and I hold down left, I turn on quick command. Basically I just tap the screen anywhere and my marches go. This is a simple left click that I'm doing on my mouse right now, okay? If I hold down the same left click, the marches on the right go purple, and basically they're walking with purpose, and anything that gets within that radius that we showed earlier, they will seek and destroy, basically, okay? So the uses for this is, I mean, basically you're marching somewhere and you want it to kill anything on the way. I don't really recommend. I like to have full control of my units. The only time I ever use this is if you're in a KVK situation and you're rallying a flag and they have cities around it, okay? If you move across, and you'll see a lot of big kingdoms do this, and really this is a sign of a more experienced player. If you attack march over the top of the flag and somebody sends a reinforcement in, your marches will automatically jump onto that reinforcement, and you just simply rotate around the flag, attack marching on top of the flag, and anything that's going to reinforce that while you're attack marching will be attacked by your troops. And that is how you do attack marching. Now, obviously, if you're in the same alliance as the rally, you have to be wary of AoE from the garrison and all that other stuff. But in general, this is how you utilize attack march, and this is how you stop, or at least reduce the amounts of reinforcements that get into the flag. We are fighting 1718 right now, and when I was flag filling on my farm, it was almost impossible to put a march into a flag. Sometimes it would just get full deleted, and yeah, it was painful because they have many experienced players who are doing this. I'm trying to look for a flag that's under attack. It's a good example. If you have 4 players touching this here, and each one of these players has not really much power, but they have like this guy specifically, a decent amount of power. If you're balled up and rallying this flag and you attack march from left to right, up to down, every time he puts a march in, your attack marches will just click on it faster, almost always faster than a human can, and it will take damage in the time that it goes. And if you have insta procs on your marches, they can go off, and again, it does more damage. So you guys, that is really everything I wanted to say about settings. I'm open to questions if anyone's not sure about stuff. If you do these settings, it should improve your combat effectiveness. Like I said, when you're fighting in the ball, when you're getting attacked, draw everything back to the allies, and then the allies that aren't attacking should be attacking the stuff at the front. And that's the to and from content. And when you see somebody gets to the front of the ball, you normally see them just pop, gone, and that's because everybody around you is doing something similar to this. So yeah, guys, 2 videos here on the back of this KVK. I wanted to use the opportunity of everyone fighting so that I could properly showcase that. I hope this helped, and like I said, if it helped, comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. Bye, guys.